Round one, got the choice. We are going to play first. And yeah, we'll keep this. A little bit short on lands, but that's alright. If we draw lands, this hand is very good. No typhoid rats. And we got the land we needed. Very good. So next turn, I think we bust the invasive species. Could do the totem. I guess we do the totem, because then it justifies the species bounce. But I think the problem with playing the totem is it's not a very exciting pump. Selfless Cathar typically isn't the one that you want to pump with a totem, but who knows, maybe turning it into a 2-2 is worth it. If he plays a child here, I guess they're both good anyway. I mean, I guess we get the most value out of doing the totem into species, or just holding up the species in case we need the, reclamation sage for some reason. But, well, I'm going to do living totem. So we do mystic first. A lot of people comment how I miss this usually, and they're probably right. Now the question is, what do we pump with the living totem? Because I'm actually not sure. I guess I don't know. What do we pump? The guy that ramps for us, or the guy that sacks? I guess the guy that sacks. It is weird, but I think that's right. I would like to use that ability, thank you. So pretty close to Feral Incarnation at this point, which is also kind of nice. Invasive species, I guess, bounces Mystic, and then I can replay Mystic. Wall of Limbs. Well, I'm not too intimidated by that. Alright. I think we just swing... these two. I guess I can swing Mystic too, actually. Because then I can just play species, bounce a land, and replay it. Doesn't hold me back on my land drops at all, so I don't see any reason not to just attack with everything. So now I play species, bounce a land, replay it, pass. That's all we got. Could have bounced Living Totem, I guess, and repumped. But I feel like I'm just building towards my incarnation right now, so I'd rather have the 3-3 on the board, but you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. Made sense in my mind. Because I feel like once we get the incarnation online, we can just win with Cathar. And we don't have to play the Living Totem plan. So he's got the lifelinker now, which can pump the Wall of Limbs, but the damage is going to happen at the same time. So we're still pretty safe in attacking. I think otherwise if I get the land, I'm just going to slam a Feral Incarnation, I think. Wait, can I even do that? I guess I still can't, can I? Huh. So if I swing with invasive species and living totem, yeah, I think we're just going to do that. Could catch him with a raise the alarm if he swings with child, because it doesn't look like we have a good block. But if we drop a raise the alarm, that's a nice little snipe of his child. Leaves us with a token to pump later, as well as play the feral incarnation. Or I guess we're still short, aren't we? We need both the tokens to do it. A little harder than you'd think to cast feral incarnation. I'm still going to leave up the raise the alarm. I mean, I do want to be able to chump the child at night, so keeps him off multiple pumps on the wall of limbs without using, removal of some sort. Alright, Grixis. Alright, that's not a big deal. I mean, I could just not block at all, and then I could do feral incarnation, but I do kind of want to snipe his child here. If we draw a land, we still can do the feral incarnation. If not, we can just go Midnight Guard, and we still have a pretty good attack. I'm going to take the 4 from the Thundering Giant, though. Alright. Well, can pump the species here. Seems fine. And we're getting close to Selfless Cathar being able to overrun a little bit. Like, we probably have lethal next turn. He's going to have to stay back and chill a little bit, I think. Alright, that's actually not that bad. Alright, so he's going to stay back. He's going to try and protect himself. Well, Now we get to play Feral Incarnation, so this seems like a totally appropriate time. This should allow us to overrun next turn pretty safely, I would say. He's got to put up quite a defense wall to prevent that. He could have some rare, like, Polymorphous Jest, which I feel like we passed. But I'd rather it be that than Aether Spouts, which would be a much bigger blowout. Yeah, I think he's pretty much dead here. Now we can just swing team and win, I think. We've just got too much stuff. I'm not even going to bother doing the math because regardless of what the math is, he's got to block. So he's got to block and do some bad trading. So I sack this. Yeah, we're just going to sack it. It's got to be lethal. Yeah. Cathar is actually even stronger than normal in this deck because we're like 21 creatures with our token effects as well. So both Cathar and Sunblade Elf are going to be remarkably strong in our deck. And I think that really adds value to cards that are typically mediocre, like Soulmender. It's just yet another reason Soulmender's good in this deck. Not only is it going to be able to convoke our late stuff, but early, you know, combat tricks with Selphus Cathar, Sunblade Elf, just turns it into a potential mid to late game beater, which I think is good. We didn't see any enchantments or artifacts, so I don't think we need Soulm Offering yet. But, oh, I forgot to do the Radiant Fountain for the Pride Mate. I should probably do that. I had 9 forests and 8 plains. Maybe we just cut a forest then. We go 8-8. I don't think that should screw us too bad. I'd still like to have the Radiant Fountain. Even if it's for one card, it doesn't seem like it would destroy our mana base too bad. We'll find out. Yeah, this looks good. Keeps us busy for a while. Gives us some good convoke creatures. Alright, opponent is mulliganing. We're going to keep. See if he keeps it 6. Nope. Goes to 5. Goes to 4. Keeps it 4. Oh, it's actually pretty good for him there. It's fake like we have something. Maybe he doesn't want to lose that blocker. No, he doesn't care. Wisely. Let's play the Midnight Guard, and we'll pass. It's pretty good on the mull to 4. I mean, that card in particular is very good against us. Since we don't have a lot of spot removal anyway. For when he uses it, I mean. I mean, yeah, we play the totem, but What do we pump? I guess we pump the bear. I'd rather have a 3-3 and a 2-3 than a 3-4 and a 2-2, if that makes sense. He's actually in a really good spot here since he's going to be able to just sort of chill on his Zathrid Slyblade ability, but I guess as soon as he taps out, I should be able to attack again unless it's something big. But yeah, Zathrid Slyblade is going to be a big deal. I got to think about how I can get past that dude. Well, he's in a good spot here. We just play Midnight Garden Pass now, and we basically have to build our board to the point where we don't care about Zathrid Slyblade. I mean, the only upside is he has to keep the 4 land open, but he doesn't have any issue with that, I'm sure. It's not like he's busy doing anything else. I wonder if it's Flesh to Dust. Maybe he feels like it's a good opportunity to use it, but I'm not sure. Rats too, geez. Rats are great. He's doing remarkably well on a Mulda 4. I definitely got to commend him on that. Soulmender. Not that good, but it's alright. Just building towards that Sunblade Elf, and then I think we can start pretty safely attacking at that point. We'll just get enough damage past the Slyblade where I don't think that would be an issue. Well, I think we hold the Radiant Fountain until Pridemate pops up, but still can't really attack yet, so we're still chilling out. He's doing great. He's caught up to us card advantage-wise, and his board state is perfectly fine compared to ours, so he's doing insane on a Mulda 4. Yeah, and like the Shadow Cloak there, now I have like, now the pressure's on me to come back. He could totally win on a Mulda 4 this game. I mean, the good news is we can, well, we can't even really attack because of the 3 toughness, so we can't even really attack, which is problematic. That was a good draw. I like that. Shouldn't have tapped so many green sources, but I guess the only double green we have is like Convoke anyway. Pretty lousy draw though. Can't attack here really. If I attack with Bear, he probably just trades with the rats. Maybe that's not a big deal. I'm going to have to get past the rats anyway. I've got some fatties. Let's just get in with the bear. I'll trade it for a rats. I'm not thrilled about that trade, but I've got a bear essentially for a rats is not the worst. Because we do have fatties eventually. And I was going to have to deal with that typhoid rats at some point. Soulmender's actually pretty good here, since that life gain is going to offset the Shadow Cloak a bit. He's not even swinging with the Shadow Cloak, which is great news for us. I think if I were him, I'd definitely be considering it, since Slyblade is basically making us unable to do stuff. And I've got all my Midnight Guards. Still can't really comfortably attack. He doesn't have a good flesh to dust target yet. Another rats. Alright. Still not ready to swing with the Shadow Cloak, which is good. Pridemate, there we go. Great. So let's get that. Guess we might as well. Alright. He can ulcerate. I think I'm not too bummed out about that, mostly because he already has Typhoid Rats. I still can't comfortably attack in. Despite him being unable to use Zathrid Slyblade, we can't really attack in. If I swing with everything, he eats probably a Midnight Guard. Well, let's see. Swing with everything but the Soulmender. He eats Midnight Guard. He blocks a totem. He's not going to block, or blocks a guard rather. Either one of those. So I'm really going to end up, these two, let's say, are out of combat. I'm going to end up getting in for like 6 potentially, unless he trades a rats for another thing. Brings him to 8. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know if I want to throw a guard away yet. I think we wait a bit longer. We've got some good late game plan with Cathar, Sunblade Elf, Feral Invocation. I feel like we can wait a bit, hopefully draw some game changers. Because once he attacks with the Shadow Cloak, I probably feel a little more comfortable. He can't really afford to pay the life, since Soulmender's kind of bringing us to a point where alright. He's got another blocker. Might start coming in with the Shadow Cloak now, but I guess he's still, I don't know if he can or not. I think the life loss is like too much for him there. That was a good draw. It is a legitimately good draw. Unfortunately, he still has the resources up for the Zathrid Slyblade. I'll do the math, though. I will do the math. So if I swing with the team, he's going to eat. He can't eat as much this time. He has to use... If I swing with team, he probably... besides Soulmender. So let's just say everything else besides Soulmender. He probably doesn't block Midnight Guard. Maybe he blocks a Living Totem. He definitely blocks, so... And then he's going to block a 4th dude. So he's going to eat. The best he could do is eat a dude, trade, block. It's not bad. Not trade. This is chump. This is trade. So eat, trade, just block. That's pretty good. I think we're going to wait on the Cathar, actually. I think we're going to wait. We're better off just getting more stuff out there and getting in for one solid lethal strike. The Cathar is going to help a lot with that. Or waiting for an opportunity for him to not have the Sly Blade open. That also will help. We have a lot of creatures in our deck, so just got to get to that point. I mean, with a Sunblade Elf in here as well, with this amount of resources we have, we're going to get to the point where we can already pump twice, which is insane. So I think we're just going to wait on some key cards, gain some life in the meantime. Three lands remaining in our deck. All right, get him out. Then we'll pass. Still just trying to build our board more than it is. Spider's pretty good. Now we have a blocker for the Shadow Cloak. Still don't think we're at a point where attacking is lethal, but we're getting there. He's got blocks for the best 5 creatures we have, and he's at 14, so eliminating all of our 2 power guys. That's a lot of rats. So now he's got blockers for even more. Well, we can still chill. We've got time here. You know, we're gaining a buffer zone, so as long as we're getting more creatures, I think we can just outpace him. Even if he uses Fester Gloom, I have the Selfless Cathar to protect all of my little dudes, so we're really in pretty decent shape, I think. He was splashing blue, though. I'm trying to think what he's splashing blue for. I guess we'll find out. I'm counting how many guys, the best guys he can block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means we could get in for 1, 3, 4, 8 is the best I could get in for based on this, and then do some trades or chumps on his part, but I don't know. Oh, alright, so he's going to force the attack now. Could have been I waited too long, but I felt like I didn't really have a choice. Also, he doesn't have Sly Blade open, so I think I do have to attack here. He is going to board wipe me with that Siege Dragon otherwise, so I don't think I have luxuries left. I've got to get in there for as much as I can. And that includes throwing away the Soul Mender, so, alright. That's a tough spot, but that's alright. Ooh, that might be lethal. He can block 7 dudes. We can double pump plus... Pretty sure we can double pump. So, 13, 14 resources. I sack Cathar. I'm left with 12 resources. 11 plus double pump. Yeah, I think we have lethal. I'm going to go for it regardless because Siege Dragon's going to wreck our face. This is the best opportunity to go for broke. Okay, opponent is still trying to figure out blocks here. Oh, he had it right the first time. He definitely, because now I think it's lethal. Maybe not, but I mean, I'm on this plan regardless, so it doesn't really make a difference at this point. Yeah, so I don't even have to sack the Cathar, I think, but... Oh, wait, no, I don't want to sack the Cathar, because if he has a lightning strike, I can protect my guys, so it's actually better to just let the damage go through. And that should be... That's not lethal, though. I see. Well, then... I think I have to sack the Cathar. Let's get our extra damage in. I mean, at least we're board wiping, I guess. The thing that sucks is we're losing a lot of good creatures, but I didn't feel like I had a choice. Very close to lethal. So, what's he gonna get? He's gonna get everything but my Totem Midnight Guard and Spider. Alright, that's actually pretty good. It makes him do some work, but yeah, I mean, we're getting board swept here, but we brought him to... I'd say considering what just the board state was like, we walked out of that decently, and we're going to be left with 3 creatures, which is nice. If he has a Fester Gloom, I guess we're in pretty big trouble. Then we're going to be board swept, but I don't think we had any choice, really. I mean, he clearly has to attack, and then he just has to play... He has to play 3 creatures or a removal spell for the board, like a Fester Gloom. Alternatively, okay, so alternatively I was just thinking, not double used Sunblade Elf. That might have been my mistake. I could have preserved my Sunblade Elf had I left 5 mana open on my turn. But then I think he still would have left, he could have kept his Wall of Fire, because my guy was only, was 5 power exactly, so he would have been left with his Wall of Fire. But everything else still would have died. He would have traded with my living totem. So there was some different stuff that would have happened, but Sunblade Elf, I guess, is probably better. I don't know. That's tough to say. But I'm glad it panned out for us. That guy almost won on a Mull to 5. Very impressive. Or a Mull to 4, excuse me. I don't think I've ever lost on a Mull to 4 before, but that guy was very close to making that a reality. So impressive. I'll see you guys in round 2.